Hi friends! We're here today with our Miss Rachel plushie and our brand new Miss Rachel book. This is a first word book. It has 100 of the first words you will use the most. So let's look into the book. Are you guys ready? Okay. Hi. Hello. Can you say water? Look at the first picture. It says water. Cup, drink, milk, milk, bottle. Great job! On the next page, it's time to eat. Let's have a look at things to eat. Here we have a banana. It's yellow. And an apple. It's red. They are both yummy. You could also eat a cracker or a cookie. These are all things that we eat. Maybe you want more. Some things are cold. Others are hot. When you're finished, you're all done. You guys are doing great. Let's keep going. This is a page full of things to play with. Let's play. I like to play with toys. Lots of toys. Or this red ball. Or a doll. Or blocks with lots of numbers and letters. On the next page, it shows us vehicles. These are ways that we get around. Boat, truck, plane, bus, and train. Look at the car. It's a blue car. Ready, set, go. Go car. And then it's time to stop car. You guys are doing great. Let's look at the next page. It's time for a bath. These are all things that have to do with a bath. Look, here's some pink soap. A blue towel. Here is the bathtub. On this page, we have a potty. Then, all clean after you've had a bath. And then we use this to brush our hair. I use a brush to brush my hair all the time. You could also use a comb to brush your hair. On this page, we are going to look at things to get ready for bed. It says, let's get ready for bed. You might sleep in a crib. Do you like to read a book before you go to bed? Maybe you like a nightlight that looks like a star. We put on our pajamas to go to bed. Shh! It's time to go to sleep now. We have to keep quiet. Shh! It's time to go to sleep now. Good night. Where are your eyes? Right here. Where is your mouth? Right here. And your nose is right there, and then your ears on each side. We have 2 eyes and 2 ears. We have 1 nose and 1 mouth. It's time to get dressed. When we get dressed, we might wear a hat or a shirt, pants, socks, shoes, maybe a jacket if it's cold. Put on shoes. Can you put on your own shoes? On this page, we have animals. Let's look at the different animals and the sounds that they make. The first animal is a bird. Birds go tweet, 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 tweet. Down here, we have a dog. Dogs go woof, woof, woof. Now we have a cat. Cats say meow. Cows go moo. Sheeps say baa. The duck says quack, 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 quack. The little pig down here is pink, and he says, oink, oink. Did you get them all right? Now let's go outside. Let's look at some things that you might see if you go outside. A tree. Or a flower. You might take a walk outside. One of my favorite things to feel between my toes is the green grass on the ground outside. Did you go for a walk outside? Or you might have a stroller. When you look up, you might see the blue sky. And one of my favorite things to do outside is blow bubbles. Do you like blowing bubbles too? At the park, you might go on the slide and go up and down. Can you say yes or no? You say thank you if somebody does something for you. That's nice. Then you might also say wow. If you need something, you say want and please. Great job. Can you say uh-oh if something goes wrong? It's okay. And you might get a hug or give a hug. Sorry is what we say if we made a mistake, and we might help someone if they fall. Wait is what we have to do in a lineup of other people for our turn. Let's now meet the bear family. Here is the bear family. Over here we have Dada Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear. And here is me. Over here, you could draw a picture of your own family. Would you like to draw a picture of your own family? Now, let's wave and clap. Do you know how to play peekaboo? Peekaboo! Good job. Now let's blow a kiss. Mwah! Let's give high five. And say bye-bye. Bye. And that's the end of the book. It's all done. You did it. You really did a great job learning your first 100 words with Miss Rachel. I'm so happy you could join me today, and I hope you'll join me next time for another awesome video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye guys. See you later. Hey guys, it's me, your friend Herbie. Hello. And I am going to share with you one of my favorite ABC books today. But it's not just any ABC book, it's an ABC animal book. So we're going to go through the alphabet, learning the names of different animals. Are you guys excited about this? Because I am. Let me go and grab the book. I'll be right back. Here it is. Look at that big, huge alligator on the front. He's nice and green and has a lot of teeth. Okay, are you guys ready to start reading the book? Okay, here we go. A is for alligator, and that's a big A and a little a. Look at all his teeth. He has many teeth. B is for butterfly. Look at this cute little pink and purple butterfly. She's sitting on a flower, and the flower is yellow. Can you see the big bee and the little bee? I see both of them. C is for cat saying meow. Look how the big C and the little c look the same. D is for dog, and dogs say bow wow. What a cute little dog. He's got white spots. E is for elephant, spraying water. Look, did you know this is called a trunk? Yeah, his nose is called a trunk. That is so cool. My nose is just called a nose. Next is F. F is for frog, leaping from a log. Hey, that rhymes. And he's a green frog. G is for giraffe. Look at the big G and the little g. He's so tall. H is for hippopotamus, resting in the mud. A purple hippopotamus. I is for iguana, laying by the pool. That's like a lizard. So cute. J is for jellyfish swimming in the ocean. What an adorable blue jellyfish. K is for koala, soft and cuddly. And L is for llama, frolicking in the field. M is for moose, with very big antlers. Wow, look at how big those antlers are. N is for nanny goat. She plays on the hill. O is for owl. He says hoot. Wow, look at how big his eyes are. That's so he can see in the nighttime because owls stay up at night. P is for panda. That's a type of bear. She munches bamboo. See it here? Q is for quail, hiding in the grass. That is a kind of bird. Do you see her egg? R is for reindeer, dancing and prancing. S is for squirrel, playing in the trees. Squirrels live in trees and they collect nuts and hide them in there to save for later when they're hungry. T is for toucan, with a lovely bright beak. Look at the different colors. Red and blue and pink and yellow. Wow! U is for unicorn, a mythical creature. That means she's not real. But even though she's not real, we love unicorns. They are super awesome. Next, over here, V is for vulture, flying in the sky. Look at those giant wings. Wow! W is for whale, spouting water. Look at this cute blue whale. X is for X-ray fish. You can see right through him. Y is for yak, grazing on grass. He loves eating it. And Z is our last letter of the alphabet. Z is for zebra with black and white stripes. And that is the end of our animal ABCs. I hope you learned a lot about some super cool animals today, and I hope you'll join me next time. Bye-bye! Hey guys, today I've got an awesome book that's going to help us learn about all kinds of words that have to do with things inside our home. Would you like to read it with me?
Yay!
Yeah? Okay, I'm gonna go get it and I'll be right back. You stay right there. Here it is. This book is going to show us about all kinds of things you might find in different rooms inside your house. It's called My First Busy Home. The first room we're looking in is the kitchen. You might find these things in your kitchen. A scale, a fork, a plate, and a knife. Those are things you eat with. Maybe a cooking timer, or a spoon, a bowl. What shape is the plate? The plate is round and it's a circle. Good job if you said circle. Other things you might find in your house is a mug, or an oven to cook in, or a microwave to heat up your food. You might sit at a table to eat. When you're cooking, you might use an apron or a star cookie cutter, blender, a whisk, and a wooden spoon. I use a wooden spoon to stir when I'm baking. How about a cupcake pan or a saucepan, a frying pan, a faucet, wash your hands, and a fridge to keep your food cold. A toaster. What do you like on your toast? How about jelly or peanut butter? All those things sound so yummy. Let's have a look at a different room in our house. I wonder where we're going next. We're going to have a look in the living room. In a living room, you might find a picture in a frame or a clock that goes tick-tock, tick-tock. Yeah, that's right. You might even find a lamp or a sofa in your living room. Like this blue sofa right here. Wow, that looks comfy. And this lampshade is pink. Wow! You might have a basket or a remote control for your television. You might have some comfy cushions or a plant. How about some books to read? armchair to sit on, and a table, maybe with a vase on it. This vase is blue. I like that vase, it's super pretty. Let's have a look at the cushions. Do you see the one with the star on it? That's right, it's the blue one right here. Good job if you found that. The next room we're going into is the playroom. You might have a playroom in your house with some of these toys. A drum, a stacking toy, a xylophone. Look over there, there's a blackboard. Can you see the sun on the blackboard beside the house? That's right. How about a truck or a toy basket? Maybe a soft ball. Those are all fun toys. Some blocks to stack. A train, a toy rabbit, a baby walker, a puzzle, a beanbag, or an abacus. Let's see if you can pretend to be a bunny, a rabbit, and jump around. Look at me, I'm hopping around like a rabbit. Can you do that too? Excellent! You make good bunny rabbits. And now we're in the yard. You might find some daisies or other flowers. Maybe a garden hose to water those flowers with. A bird feeder, a grill, a watering can to water plants with, and a hedge plant. You might have a fence like this around your grass. That grass is green. Some soil, a bird, a wheelbarrow, a garden gnome, a hanging basket, a birdhouse, or a bench to sit on. Let's count the birds on each of these pages. 1, 2, 3, 4 up here, and 5 down on the bench. That's 5 birds. Wow, that's a lot of birds. Do you have birds in your yard? Look at this little guy watering the plant. Do you help with jobs in your yard like watering the plants? Maybe you help take care of the flowers. Or maybe you feed birds in the bird feeder. Next, we're going to look at the shed. You might have a shed like this in your yard, and inside you might find plant pots, gardening gloves, a pitchfork or a shovel, a watering can, a broom, or some twine. You might have a bicycle in there. What shape are the bicycle wheels? That's right, they're circles. Round circles, and there's 2 of them. Good job. You might have a kite like this one, a soccer ball, jump rope, a deck chair, maybe some flower seeds, a lawnmower, a flashlight, and a hand fork or a shovel. Let's look at the colors on the stripes and let's name them. Red, green, blue, yellow. Those are some of my favorite colors. How about you? The next room we're going into is the garage. The garage is usually where you keep your car, but you also might find a ladder in the garage, maybe a drill, maybe some paint cans and a paint roller and a paintbrush. How about a tape measure? Some of these tools too, maybe some nuts and bolts, a hammer, nails, or a screwdriver. Maybe a wrench or some screws. Look at all these tools. They can go into the toolbox. Wow, look, there's a toy electric screwdriver and a workbench, a saw, and some wood. Let's count how many pieces of wood there are. 1, 2, 3. There are 3 pieces of wood. I wonder what they're going to build with this wood. The next room we're going into is the bathroom. This is where you take a bath. You might have some toys, like a frog or a yellow duck to play with. You use shampoo and bubble bath that makes bubbles in the bath. Maybe you have a sailboat and a comb and a hairbrush for brushing your toys after, and a towel to keep you dry. Here there are 3 towels. Do you see them all? You might have a shower curtain, toothpaste, and toothbrushes, a washcloth, a bath mat, some soap, a sponge, maybe a potty training seat on your toilet if you're learning how to use the potty. Maybe you have your own potty, and some toilet paper. If you have toys you play in the bath, what is your favorite one? Maybe you have a rubber duck like this, or something else you like to play with? That sounds awesome! The next room we're going into is the bedroom. In the bedroom, you might have pictures, a chest of drawers, an alarm clock to wake you up in the morning. You definitely probably have curtains, and maybe a table lamp and a teddy bear to sleep with. Let's think of a name for this teddy bear together. I like that name. That's a great choice. In your bedroom is your bed. And maybe you also have a ceiling lamp, pillows, a bookshelf for your books, a rug, ooh, that looks soft, hangers, and a blanket, and maybe a doll to play with. Do you see the hangers? What color are they? I see a blue hanger, a green hanger, and a red hanger. There's 3 hangers all together. Good job for knowing those colors and counting with me. Now let's look at some things you might use when you're doing housework. Do you help do housework with your mom or dad at home? That's great! Let's have a look at some of the items. A dustpan and a brush, clothespin basket, ironing. Maybe you wear rubber gloves, carrying a basket of laundry, a laundry basket. Let's pretend to do the ironing like this little girl is. You'd run the iron back and forth over the clothes. Great job! Maybe you help with sweeping or dusting. You use laundry detergent, dishwashing liquid, a mop, and a bucket. Maybe you use an iron or a vacuum cleaner and do some polishing. What jobs do you like to do, or what do you help with at home? Wow, that's awesome! You're a great helper! Now that the work is done, let's play house. Maybe you play with some of these toys when you're playing house. Maybe you use a wooden block house or a tent. How about a playhouse? That looks like fun! Surprise! You might use a dollhouse or a tunnel. How about a castle? Maybe a backyard playhouse. Would you like to use a tent like this to play in with some of your toys? Wow, that looks like a lot of fun. I would love playing in a tent. On this page, we have some counting to do. I need your help to count all of these items. Here is 1 beanbag. Here are 2 trash cans. Here we have 3 teddy bears. 1, 2, 3. Good job. Now over here we have 4 frying pans. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Let's count these paintbrushes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 paintbrushes. Here are some blue bowls. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 blue bowls. Time to count the hangers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 colorful hangers. What color are the hangers? This one is green and then red and blue. The hangers are green, red, and blue. Now let's count the spoons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 spoons. Now let's count these toothbrushes. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 red and blue toothbrushes. The last thing we're going to count is these mugs. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 mugs! Excellent! And now, let's look at colors and shapes. Let's look at this toilet paper. It's pink. And this blackboard is black. The toaster is red. This is a green paint can, a blue pitcher, a yellow rubber duck. This chair is orange. The scale is purple, and this pillow is white. Good job with colors. Now let's do the shapes. Here we go. Let's see. The sailboat is a triangle. This picture is a rectangle. The cushion down here with the polka dots is a square. All four sides are equal. Good job. This plate is a circle. And down here, the sponge is an oval. Can you say oval? Excellent. The kite is a diamond shape. Wow. And this cookie cutter is a star. Down here, this box, it's red and it's the shape of a heart. It can get noisy inside your house sometimes. Let's look at some of the sounds you might hear. You might hear a door slam or close. This door is blue. You might have a dog that you hear barking, or a fan whirling, maybe a hand mixer, or you might hear the splashes watering a plant, a microwave, maybe the tick-tock of an alarm clock. Maybe you have a cat, or your washing machine, or a hammer banging, or your doorbell dinging. These are all sounds that you might hear inside your house. I hope you had fun exploring your home with me, and I hope you'll join me again next time. I'll see you guys later. Bye! Hey friends, it's time for some fun with Miss Rachel, and I can't wait to do this activity with you today. Look, I've got a magic water pen. And look, it's me, Miss Rachel, on the cover. We're going to have lots of fun learning together today. We're going to learn numbers, colors, animal sounds, and more. Can't wait to get started. But first, we have to get out our magic pen. Count with me to help me get it out. 1, 2, 3, go! There we go! Now we're going to fill it with water, and then we can color in our pictures, and they're going to show up magically. Okay, now that our pen is filled with water, we are ready to get started. In the box, what could it be? Take it out, take it out. Let's see what we find in my magic box. Let's use my water pen to color in the magic box. Here we go. Let's see what it is. Now that we've colored in the box, let's see what's inside. It's a little bunny. Oh, he's so cute. Now let's color in the rest of the picture. Now I'm going to color in the banana that is on the table. Do you know what color a banana is? That's right, it's yellow. Great job. Now we're going to finish coloring Miss Rachel. Now let's color in behind Miss Rachel. There is a pink star and a bright yellow sun. Do you see the bright yellow sun in the window? There it is. Now that we colored in the rest of the background, do you see this purple butterfly? Yes! And now let's see if you can see the yellow school bus. Do you see a yellow school bus? Yes, it's down here, under the blue car. And here is a green turtle. What about a red apple? Do you see a red apple? There it is, great job! Under the red apple is a green turtle. Do you see him right here? Yes! Now, what else should we look for? What about the blue car? It is above the yellow school bus. Wait a second, is that a hand I see trying to grab the banana? That looks like Herbie. I knew it was you, Herbie. Hi there. Do you want to help complete the activities with my friends? Yes! Okay, I am ready to do some more activities. I'm super happy you came by. So am I, Miss Rachel. Thank you so much for inviting me. You're welcome. Let's have a look at the next activity. Oh, Miss Rachel is on a farm. This is Old MacDonald's farm. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Let's color and count the animals on the farm. Do you want to help, Herbie? Yes, please. Okay, let's do it. The first animal we are going to color is a cow. Do you know what cows say? Cows say, moo. That's right. Let's color in the other cow. Now that we finished coloring the cows, do you know how many there are? That's right, 2. And here is the number 2. Up here, I see one animal. Let's color it in and see what it is. That is a pig. Do you know what sounds a pig makes? That's right, they say oink. I'm going to color in the number 1 for one pig. What animals do you see down here, Herbie? I see 3 animals. Great job. Let's color it in and see what they are. Those are sheep. Those are sheep, and there are 3 of them. What sheep say? They say, ba. Good job. And now we're going to color in the number 3 because there are 3 sheep. Excellent. Oh, Herbie. Yes, Miss Rachel. We are going to color in the rest of the animals now. The little animals at the bottom. Do you know what they might be? They look really small. I'm not really sure, Miss Rachel. How about we color them and see? They are little and they are yellow. Can you take a guess? That's right, they're little baby chicks. And do you know what little baby chicks say? That's right, they say chirp, chirp, chirp. Now we can finish coloring the whole picture together. There we go. Old MacDonald's picture is all colored in. All of the animals look like they're enjoying the nice bright yellow sun. Let's look at our next activity. Icky, sticky, sticky, sticky bubblegum. Make your hand stick to your... Let's see what little bean has stuck his bubblegum to. Let's color in the picture and find out. Inside this first little bubble is a red strawberry. Ooh, I love strawberries. They are so sweet to eat. Let's color in this big bubble and see what's inside. I know who that is. That's Miss Rachel. What are you doing in that big bubble, Miss Rachel? Look, even Miss Rachel is blowing a bubble inside the bubble. That looks like icky, sticky bubblegum. Let's keep coloring. I wonder what's in the next bubble. Let's color this little one. That's a little red ladybug. I love ladybugs. And this little tiny bubble below Bean has a red heart. Aww. And this bubble over here, can you take a guess? It's got some music notes inside. We only have 2 bubbles left to color. Let's see. This one has a beautiful purple butterfly. And the last bubble has a yellow banana. That's because Bean loves eating yellow bananas. Now let's color in Bean and see where he got bubblegum stuck to. Our friend Bean has bubblegum stuck all over his body. Let's see which body parts have bubblegum. First, I can see some bubblegum right here on Bean's belly. Where else can you see some? This is on his elbow. And I also see some bubblegum on his ear and his nose. And I see bubblegum on one more spot, his knees. Oh my goodness, I think Bean needs a bath. Now we are going to the beach. We're going to the beach on a sunny day and we've got all that we need. We're going to color this picture and see what shapes we find. First, let's color in Miss Rachel and Herbie together. Now let's color in the rest of our picture and see what shapes these are. Now let's have a look. The first shape I see is in this umbrella, a triangle, and another triangle over here in the sailboat. Now I see another shape and it's a circle. It's the bright yellow sun. And also the beach ball is a circle, 2 circles. Now I see a heart in the treasure box. And do you know what shape the treasure box is? That's right, it's a rectangle. And the sunscreen over here beside the banana is also a rectangle. That's 2 rectangles. Now the last shape we have is an oval. It's like a circle, but a little bit wider. The crab is an oval shape too. You guys did a great job today. I am so happy you stopped by to learn with me and Herbie. And I'm happy you stopped by, Herbie. Thanks, Miss Rachel. I am too. See you guys next time. Bye! Hey friends, I'm super happy you stopped by today. Today we are going to be reading a book together and taking a look at all the ways that we can be kind and thoughtful at Halloween. Halloween is my favorite time of year and I'm super excited. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab the book. Here it is. This is what I call my ABCs of kindness. Halloween! Yay! I can't wait for Halloween. I'm so excited. So let's start reading this book together. We're going to start with the first letter of the alphabet, A. And A is for adventure on this spooky, special night. Wow, look at all of the decorations outside Elephant's house. B is for boo, giving everyone a fright. Boo is what you say on Halloween when you want to scare somebody, but don't scare them too much, just a gentle scare. C is for candy and creative ways to dress. C is also for creative. Look at this giraffe, he's dressed up like a mummy. D is for disguises. What am I? Can you guess? Do you know what disguise means? It's another word for costume or something you dress up as. And look, this little guy is dressed up in a disguise as a wizard. Awesome! E is for enjoying being with your friends. E. And F is for fun. We hope it never ends. And Halloween is literally super, super, super fun. G is for ghosts. Can you hear them? Ooh, listen closely. And H is for howling. There are werewolves out there too. And werewolves like to howl like this. Ooh! I is for imagination and letting it take flight. Imagination is what makes us creative and lets us be whatever we want to be and imagine things. J is for jack-o'-lanterns, carved and shining bright. When you carve a pumpkin, it becomes a jack-o'-lantern. That's when you give it a nice face, or maybe a spooky one. K is for kindness. Make sure everyone's okay. Sometimes Halloween can be a bit spooky, especially for little ones. So it's always important to make sure people are okay with the spooky part of Halloween too. L is for laughter and the jokes along the way. It's important that everyone is laughing and having fun. M is for the magic that's hanging in the air. Halloween is a really magical time. And M is also for moon and mice. And look, there are 3 mice. 1, 2, 3, all on a broom flying to the moon. N is for nighttime. And it's mysteries beware. Nighttime is when we go trick-or-treating at Halloween. It's my most favorite time. O is for orange and the month of Halloween. The month that Halloween is called October. And October also starts with the letter O. Orange is the color you're going to see most at Halloween. P is for potions, glowing purple and green. Witches love to make potions at Halloween. It's their favorite thing. And look, this witch is getting help from his little cat to make some potions. Q is for questions, like knock knock, who's there? Who's there when somebody's knocking at your door when they're trick-or-treating? That's what people say. They knock on your door and they say, trick or treat. And then you open up the door and you give them a treat, maybe a piece of candy or a lollipop. R is for being ready to get a spooky scare. At Halloween, you always have to be ready that somebody might be ready to give you a scare. S is for skeletons all rattling around. Look at this elephant skeleton. That is a silly costume. T is for trick or treat and sharing treasures that you've found. T is also for treasures, like trick or treat treasures. U is for unknown. Who knows who might jump out? You have to be careful, for anything can happen at Halloween time. V is for visiting. Our friends out and about. You might visit friends and family at Halloween. Maybe you might even go to a Halloween party. Ooh, Halloween parties are my favorite. W is for witches and wizards galore. Ooh, look at this wizard. He's creating a magic spell. Witch and wizard both start with the letter W. X is for excitement. We all want some more. Excitement does not start with an X, but it has the X sound at the beginning. Y is for yes, because we all love Halloween, and everyone is saying yes to Halloween. And Z is for dreaming, because everything we've seen. And when you're dreaming, you make the sound zzz, like when you're sleeping and snoring. And look at all of the wonderful dreams these friends are having. I had a lot of fun reading this book with you today, our ABCs of kindness at Halloween. Let's go through the letters one more time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H I J K L M N O P Q R S T U V W X Y and Z. That was our ABCs of kindness. And remember, Halloween is all about having fun, but also showing kindness. I'll see you all next time. Thanks for stopping by. Bye! Hey there, friends! Are you excited about spooky season like I am? Yeah? But don't be afraid. It can be a little spooky sometimes, but most of it can be super fun. I'm going to share a story with you today called The Night Before Halloween. 'Twas the night before Halloween, and all through the haunted house, every ghoul was getting ready. Vampires, witches, even a scary mouse. Look at everybody. They're all busy getting ready in their own way for Halloween. Let's check out what this cat is doing. Ooh, he's about to jump off and go and check out what the witch is doing. And the witch is over here making a spooky potion. Look at that ghost jump out. Wait a second, is that something under the table? Yes, it is. 3 little birds. Count them with me. 1, 2, and 3. Everyone is busy decorating the house. Even the bat is putting up some Halloween garland. And what's happening up here? Is that a basket of decorations? Yes, it is. And that ghost is getting them ready. And who is that knocking at the door? More friends to come over for Halloween fun. And this skeleton is holding this treasure box. I wonder what's inside. Bats! Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bats. And who could be behind this little itty bitty door? It's a mouse dressed as Frankenstein. He doesn't look so scary to me. He looks like a lot of fun. Their trick-or-treat baskets were empty. All their costumes were laid out. Halloween was almost here. It was so exciting they could shout. And look, everybody is dressed up. The witch is dressed as a princess. The skeleton is going as a silly clown. I wonder what's behind these potions. Hey, it's the birds again, all dressed up in their costumes, ready to go out. 1, 2, 3, 4 birds. And I wonder what is going on over here. The black cat is sleeping on the floor. Not for long, she also has a costume as a super kitty. And then the vampire is looking in the mirror to check out his cowboy costume. Howdy, partner. And then up here we see the spider who gets spooked by the mouse. Silly mouse. And then over here, a picture of a werewolf. Did he dress up as a werewolf? Look at him howling to the moon. And then one more friend is the mummy. I wonder what he dressed up as. Oh, as a mummy, but he spilled the candy out of the cabinet. That's okay. You can have some candy, mummy, but not too much. Too much candy is not good for you, but a little bit is okay. Everyone got dressed and rushed out. Then they spotted something neat. They yelled, "There's a tall jack-o'-lantern coming towards us down the street. Do you see him anywhere?" I see a little jack-o'-lantern there. Oh, here I see a big, tall jack-o'-lantern, but he's holding a bunch of candy. I think he just wants to hand it out to the trick-or-treaters. What's going on here in the cemetery? There's a groundhog digging a hole, and we've got some ghouls and ghosts floating about. 1, 2 ghouls. Look at them, they look so silly. Over here, we've got a dog howling. Wait a second, that's not just any dog, that's a werewolf. Wow! And then the little girl is looking at the jack-o'-lantern. And oh, wait a second, is that something in the jack-o'-lantern? It's our friend Mr. Mouse popping out. And then over here, we've got something in the bushes. Do you see this? I wonder what's in the bush. It's our friend Black Cat. And over here, there's a little girl and a boy, and the little girl is dressed up as a black cat, and the little boy is a cowboy. They are laughing at the black cat who jumped out to spook them. And up in the tree, we have an owl who actually decided to fly away because he was so spooked. Do you know what owls say? Owls say hoot, hoot in the night. I'm not a jack-o'-lantern. My name is Louis. Their friend said with a smile. At last, they were all together and ready to celebrate Halloween in style. It looks like everybody is ready to have a wonderful Halloween night. These 2 friends, the mummy and the vampire, look like they're having a lot of fun celebrating Halloween. And what is that over here by the lamp? Do you guys see that? It's a ghost jumping out from behind the lampshade. Now wait a second, I see something else over here by the carpet and the black cat. Do you see this here? I bet I know who that is. It's Mr. Mouse. He jumped out from under the rug. And what is going on over here on the table? There's our 3 bird friends. Oh, look, they're all jumping off the table to see who's at the window. Our witch is jumping out of the picture frame too. Every ghoul knows that Halloween is the greatest night of the year, especially when you're surrounded by spooky friends near and dear. And everyone at this Halloween party is having a great time. Look at all the activities. This ghost is playing Pin the Face on the jack-o'-lantern. And look at that smiley pumpkin face he made. Down here, this ghost is playing a flashlight game with 3 bats. 1, 2, 3. 3 bats. And then this skeleton up here is making some awesome music for the party with his guitar. And this witch that is holding the green frog is also having a blast. Look, the frog wants to jump to get down and go dance. I wonder who's behind this big pumpkin. Oh, it's our big friend Louis. And then down here, the birds have some awesome snacks. Cupcakes, pumpkin cookies, ooh, and all kinds of sweet treats over here. They look so yummy. Mr. Mouse is so full he fell asleep. It really looks like they had the best Halloween of all. I'm super happy you stopped by today to listen to my story. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed having you here. And I hope you have a happy spooky season. See you next time. Bye-bye. Hey there, I'm super happy you stopped by today. Today we are going to be looking at rockets and space machines. Wow, look at this. Space is such an awesome thing to learn about and I'm super excited. So let's get started. Space is a huge place. Spacecraft are vehicles that help us explore it. Look, this is where we live, Earth, and the other planets that are close by. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off! Let's learn about these amazing machines. From satellites to space shuttles, we're going to learn all about them. A rocket is a cylinder shape. It has 3 parts: the nose, the body tube, and fins. Not fish fins, these fins. The engine is actually at the bottom of the rocket. Let's look at these things on this page that are also cylinders. A can of soup, this drum set, this glass of water, this paint roller, this log from a tree. Then this roll of paper towels is also a cylinder. So is this paint can, this birthday cake, and these crayons and markers. All cylinders. A rocket flies by burning fuel and turning it into hot gas. Rumble, roar! The engine in the rocket forces the gas out the bottom, pushing the rocket up. Rockets have to be strong enough to survive a fiery launch, but also light enough in order to zip through space. Their flames are made from strong, light metals like aluminum or titanium. Rockets can carry satellites and other spacecraft, which they can then let go once they're in space. Just think of it like giving a friend a boost. There was a Russian satellite that was called Sputnik 1, and it was the first object ever launched into space by a rocket. That was in 1957. That's a long time ago. It was the size of a basketball. Now there are thousands of satellites that orbit Earth. That means go around it. And they help us every day. If a large satellite is flying low enough, you might even be able to see it in the night sky if you look up. Satellites don't twinkle like stars. They have a steady glow and move in a slow, straight line. Some take pictures that then study the Earth's weather. Our biggest eye in the sky is what's called the James Webb Space Telescope, and it launched from a rocket in 2021. That was 4 years ago. It is as long as a tennis court. Powerful telescopes are sent to space to help us learn about stars and planets that are millions of miles away. The Vostok 1 was a spacecraft that carried the first human into space, and that was in 1961. A few years later, in 1969, Apollo 11 blasted into space, and there was an American astronaut named Neil Armstrong who became the first person to land on the moon. Today, scientists from all kinds of countries live and work on what's called the International Space Station. And that allows scientists from all around the world to work together to learn more about our universe. This spacecraft right here looks like a big airplane. NASA's space shuttles were launched into space by rockets. A space shuttle can carry up to 8 astronauts at a time. When it is time to head home, the shuttle orbiter returns to Earth, landing like an airplane and rolling to a stop on the runway, just like this. Some spacecraft even look like the car that you might see here on Earth. Astronauts Dave Scott and Jim Irwin in 1971 became the first people to ever drive on the moon. They drove in a vehicle like this one. It looked like a go-kart, but the buggy was packed with cameras and other equipment that they used to study the moon. This lunar rover wasn't speedy at all. It only went 6 miles per hour. And it still had seatbelts though. Many spacecraft have a small robot friend on board. The first space helicopter was called Ingenuity. This is it here, and it landed on Mars in 2021. It studies Mars from above. It arrived on the red planet attached to the Perseverance rover. Rockets and other spacecraft let us explore all over outer space. And in the future, they might even take humans to another planet. Who knows? Perhaps one day you might even take a ride on one. Doesn't that sound amazing? Thanks for learning about rockets and space machines with me today. I really had a blast. Hi there. It's spooky season, and I want you to learn some Halloween-themed words. Are you guys ready to learn some first Halloween words with me? Yeah? Okay, I'm super excited. Let's get started. These are some decorations you might hang outside your house. A wreath. You might hang it on your door. A pumpkin. A spider web. Ooh, with a spooky spider. A cauldron. This is where witches make their spooky potions. And a skull, like on a skeleton. Do you like to dress up for Halloween? Maybe you're going to wear one of these costumes. A superhero. A monster saying boo. A mummy. A pirate looking for treasure. A witch. Or maybe a ghost. What did you think of those costumes? I think I might dress up like a witch. What do you think? Ooh, I think I like it. If you're not dressing up in one of those costumes, maybe you will dress up in one of these ones. Maybe you'll dress up as a mermaid. Or a firefighter. A vampire. Or maybe a dinosaur saying roar. Maybe a beautiful princess. Or a doctor helping people. Or a dancing skeleton. A lot of these costumes might have a prop that you might use along with the costume. It's something that you might add to make it more fun, like a shield, or a helmet for the firefighter, or a crown for the princess, maybe a sword, or a broomstick if you're a witch. What about a trick-or-treat bag to put all your treats in, or a lantern to see in the dark, or maybe a wizard hat? Would you like to have a spooky friend as a pet on Halloween? Maybe you would like to have a bat. Ooh, or maybe a rat. Or maybe a cat. Hey, bat, cat, and rat all rhyme. That means they sound the same when you say them. Wow. Maybe a toad. Or a spider. A wolf. Or maybe an owl. When you go trick-or-treating, you visit different people's houses. Maybe you'll visit one of these houses. Which one would you like to go to first? The mansion? Or this log cabin, where the house is made out of logs. Maybe this cottage in the woods. Maybe this castle. Or this spooky-looking treehouse. I think I would like to visit the treehouse. It looks like a lot of fun. When you go trick-or-treating at Halloween, you get Halloween treats. You might get candy, maybe candy corn, maybe a candy bowl, maybe gummy worms, or donuts. Ooh, I love donuts. Maybe some jelly beans, or a Halloween cupcake. What about a lollipop or a cookie? Maybe even a candy apple. What's your favorite snack? I think I like this ghost cookie. If you have a party at Halloween, there might be fun activities to do, like face painting. Or maybe a piñata that you hit and then candies fall out. Maybe bobbing for apples, like this little boy is. You try to pick up the apple with your teeth. Maybe a hook-a-duck. Or maybe some dancing to Halloween music.